So here is Jeff Salzman, the founder of Boulder Integrál and a long-time friend of Ken Wilber and Integral. Were you also involved in founding Integral Institute somehow, or?
I was part of Integral Institute. Integral Institute was founded, gosh, maybe 10 years ago. It was a slow process. But I was part of it for about 3 years and worked side by side with Ken and consider it one of the great privileges of my life to have been able to work with him so closely.
And what was your role in the process of Integral Institute?
I produced the training, so the seminars on psychotherapy and leadership and spirituality, and also was the executive producer of the Integral Life Practice kit. Yeah, and so I was working with people who flew in from all over the world. You were one of them, so it was great.
So you kind of find out with Ken what to produce, which kind of workshops or trainings, and then you were the one who made it real and
and hired the trainers and worked with the trainers and worked on the curriculum and was there for most of the seminars and I of course always learned a lot. And one of the things that is I think most valuable about getting together, and I know you know this too, and the folks in Hungary, is that when you get people who are functioning from an integral level of consciousness together, there's an emergent property that arises.
Yes.
And there's just a property of wisdom and fun and understanding, and people get to be with their tribe, which is a good thing.
So how you came to the idea of making Boulder Integral?
Well,
and when?
One of the things that Ross and I, and you'll hear from Ross in a minute, really were motivated to do when we started Boulder Integral was provide a place for people to actually practice integral theory.
I see.
So are there practices that enhance perspective taking? Are there practices that help us stabilize integral consciousness? Do we actually know what integral consciousness is in terms of actual day-to-day functioning? And so, in some ways we consider ourselves to be a laboratory. In some ways we see ourselves as a spiritual center or a practice center. And certainly a center for education, classes, seminars, that sort of thing. So, we have also, in fact, you and I were talking about this a little earlier, is there a way of getting a local group of integral practitioners together and actually as a group, move together into stabilizing our residency in integral consciousness? That's a grand experiment that we're doing at Boulder Integral.
And what's the leading edge or cutting edge there now? What you seem...
Well, it's the program that we're working on now that I think is most interesting is a program we're calling the Integral Incubator, which is where we invite people in for a week. It's a Monday through Friday. It's a work week, Monday through Friday, and you bring your project or you bring whatever work that you have, and together by developing various work environments and practices, interpersonal practices and support and even consulting and coaching, you actually work on getting real traction, making real progress on whatever project is, the work of your life. And one of the things I think that is a marker of integral consciousness and integral functioning is that people really do have a sense of their own destiny. Right? And a sense of that they're here for some purpose. And so, part of it is also helping people figure out what that is.
Okay, so, and what would you kind of send a message to Hungarians, Academy? You know a lot already.
Yes.
What's going on there?
Well, I would say hello, Hungarians, first of all. And I'm very impressed with what I've heard from Benza and Victoria about the work that you're doing there. From what I can tell, you are creating one of the leading edge integral products, if you will, on the whole planet. Very impressive. And so I'm excited. I'm surprised. You know, you're teaching us, Bensei and Victoria, teaching us a good bit about what it is to actually get real traction in integral. And so I would say congratulations, bravo, keep up the good work. Integral is real, emergence is real, evolution is real. It's happening in the interiors, it's happening in terms of consciousness, it's happening in terms of culture. It's something we can take seriously, and it is, you know, one of the great hopes for the world that we all envision, where people are friendlier to each other, basically, and are able to create in ways that are healthy and take, you know, the whole cosmos into account. So congratulations, keep up the good work, and we're eager to see where it goes from here. Thanks.
Thank you.